What is going on, my jig fishing friends? Welcome back to episode 3 of our summer jigging series. In the last 2 episodes, we covered everything you guys should know, from jig sizes, jig profiles, and every jig color you should be throwing this time of year, from dirty water all the way up to gin clear water and everything in between. Tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about everything you guys should know about summertime jig trailers. I've got 3 different categories that I'm going to break a couple different trailers down into. We're going to talk about why each category is effective, when I like to throw it, what types of jigs I like to throw them on, and kind of the perks that each one offers as the summer continues there, guys. And then tomorrow, we're going to be talking about all of my favorite places to fish a jig in this time of year all the way until the end of summer, guys. It's a great way to catch a lot of big fish, and there is too many people out there that absolutely hate fishing these things, okay? I hear it all the time from guys on Instagram, guys in person, guys on the YouTube saying, I just can't figure it out. I don't understand it. I catch a couple, but like, why do so many people like this bait? And this is why we're here. This is why we have the YouTube channel. We're here to answer your questions so you can build that confidence, go out and win some money on it, catch your PB, do whatever you want to do, right? Just master these dang things so you can go out and have better experiences on the water, especially right now when they're absolutely munching a jig, okay? So without further ado, make sure you guys like and subscribe. The link to our website is down below in the description, so pop on over to that. We have a crap ton of awesome hand-tied jigs with BKK hooks in them, if that piques your interest. But we're going to go ahead and dive in and talk jig trailers. So for part 1 of this video, guys, the one that I throw the absolute most, the category that we're going to be talking about, is very bulky or very aggressive trailers, okay? Stuff that moves a lot of water, draws those fish in, gets their attention. You know, the water's hot, the fish are hot, their metabolisms are high, and now is such a good time to throw really aggressive baits on jigs that fall fast so you can get those fish's attention, get them to react, get them to eat it out of hunger, and just catch more fish. You can fish fast, you can fish aggressively. You don't have to sit there and soak this bait on the bottom for them to eat it. You can rip it up and put something on the back that is going to make them eat it. So for the first category, there's 2 baits I'm going to be talking about. These are 2 general bait categories, or I'm going to talk about specific ones, but if you have something similar to one of these, I'm sure it'll work just fine. The first bait is going to be the Strike King Rage Craw. Okay, we've talked about this time and time again. It is such an awesome trailer, and I throw it a ton, especially right now. And the second one is going to be the Missile Baits D-Bomb. Okay, the reason I like to throw both of these is going to be that they move a ton of water, whether that's through ribs and a little bit of kick, or no ribs and a bunch of kick. Okay, this is a really hard thumping bait right here, but I'm going to go ahead. We've already talked about why, because they move a lot, they move a lot of water, and they draw some fish in. But before we move on and just kind of skip over that, I want to clarify why I throw both of these and one over the other in different scenarios there. First off, with that Rage Craw, this thing has a ton of thump. It's got a lot of kick off the back, and it is it's got a wide array of motion, all right? That trailer's kicking a lot. It's not a very subtle one. That thing is really pumping. So with that, this trailer is going to have a lot more drawing power because it's got so much thump, and it's got the ability to make those fish know that your jig is there, okay? So when I'm fishing around thicker vegetation, whether that's heavy grass, grass mats, grass edges, whatever it may be, I feel like this does such a good job because it moves a lot of water, it's got a lot of thump. And if I'm fishing in areas where they can see really far, like on top of a big grass flat or something like that, when I rip this jig up and it comes up hard kicking and goes back down there, I think they come over from a lot farther. I've seen it on live scope, like it just draws them in, it gets them curious, and it gets them to react when it snaps up, and it's got a lot of kick on the back there. The other beauty of this is if you're fishing around vertical cover, like a dock post, like standing timber or anything like that, trailers with more kick on the back will get your jig to fall directly straight down, okay? Where if you put like a flat beaver or something on the back, those jigs can coast. This kick on the back almost forces that bait to fall perfectly downward. So if I'm fishing any kind of deeper standing timber, any kind of brush pile, any kind of dock post, or whatever it is, this jig will fall exactly where you want it to without moving a whole lot there. So that's really good for that. But the main reason for this is it's got a lot of thump. It works great in dirty or clear water. Of it does a great job of letting those fish feel it. And the last part is I feel like that visual draw power of if they're a couple feet away, it's going to make them come over and check it out and potentially eat it there. So this is a great option. This is my number one all summer long. I catch the crap out of them on it. It looks great, especially on the back of our Midwest flipping jig. This is a stand-up jig. So every time this lands and stands up on the bottom, and this is on the back of it, those claws go up into that perfect defensive position there, and they hork it down. It works great on a football jig too when you're snapping it and ripping it, because every time this goes up and goes down, that trailer's thumping. So if they're on a rock pile or a hard spot, and they're not all in one condensed location, they're going to come over from further to check it out there. So that's my number one. Number two, with the D-bomb, and I'm sure some of you are going to argue with me over why a D-bomb's in the aggressive side of things, because it's a beaver bait. This sucker has a ton of ribs on it, okay, which is going to displace a lot more water. It's a very wide trailer, so it really bulks that jig up. It makes it look freaking huge. And it's going to slow that fall down, as well as still give a little kick. These two trailers, or these two tails on the back, have a really nice little kicking action there. So I throw this a lot in dirtier water in the summer. It still has a little bit of kick, but those ribs displace a bunch of water. It helps those fish key in on it, and it provides a very good silhouette to that bait there. It's great in clean water too if you match it up, just providing that bigger, bulkier profile, because like we talked about in the first episode of this series, right now is the time that those bass are eating even bigger than they will all year. They're eating huge meals because they have to, because their metabolism is cranking. So instead of eating 100 minnows all day, like we said in the last episode, one big jig, one big crawdad, one big bluegill, whatever it is, they want one or two of them a day instead of chasing around all day just to survive. So this is a great profile for that. It catches a ton of big fish, it moves a lot of water, and it just works. So for the first category, guys, if you're going to pick one trailer to throw all summer long, pick something that thumps really hard, is really aggressive, or has a bunch of ribs and a little bit of kick like this, because they will absolutely chew it. They'll come further for it. They'll find it easier in dirty water, and it just works. For number two, we're going to take the same concept from before, and we're going to slim it down a little bit, okay? So all of our trailers in this second category are going to be called, we're just going to say little thumpers, okay? The first one are thumpers. They're your big bruiser trailers. These are going to be the more subtle version of that. So what we're going to be talking about, and this is a general category because everybody's knocked these off or came out with a different version or whatever it may be there. A couple of my favorites are going to be the Bizbait's Cutter Craw, the 6 Sense Bongo or the Rage Menace Grub, and then that Strike King Rage Bug or the Rage Structure Bug there. And what these all have in common is they're not going to thump quite as hard, okay? It's a much tighter, much more subtle action. It still has action, which is very important. It's just not quite as much. And so what these are going to be good for is when there's a lot of pressure on your lake, you're fishing for a little bit smaller size fish, you know, you want to put those keepers in the boat. It's just a tougher fishery there. Or if you're trying to throw it on a smaller jig, okay, those first ones are great on a heavier jig because they're going to slow that fall rate down a little bit, but not too much. If you throw one of those first big ones on a tiny 1/4 ounce jig or a little itty bitty football jig, you're going to be waiting forever for that puppy to get down to the bottom, which maybe you want. But let's remember, in the summertime, heavier jigs are typically better unless the pressure goes up. So these are really good on a lighter jig because it allows it to fall a little bit quicker. It gives it an action that matches a little bit better, right? If you've got a really tiny jig, like a finesse jig or a 1/4 ounce flipping jig or something like that, they don't have to have a huge thumping aggressive action. It honestly looks even worse for them to have that. So something like that Cutter Craw or one of these two that doesn't kick quite as much is going to look a lot more natural, and you're probably going to get more bites because of it. The other thing that I really like these for is going to be swim jigs, okay? Unless I'm really trying to keep my swim jig underneath the surface, these are going to be my do-all style there, because on that swim jig, it gives it a nice little action, and when I'm twitching it and I'm shaking it, the tighter the action on your swim jig, the more it matches it when you're sitting there shaking it, okay? It doesn't take as much for those trailers to go through their full rotation. If I throw something with a really big wide action on the back and I'm shaking it, it doesn't reset perfectly well. So something like these does a really good job of more naturally imitating that bait. It's kind of like throwing a straight tail on the back of a bladed jig versus a boot tail. the front of that bladed jig is doing this, and if you throw a boot tail on the back and it's just slow thumping, it doesn't match, right? So if I'm shaking that swim jig really hard, I don't want something that's going to be too slow and not look right. Something with a really tight little quick kick on the back is going to look a lot more natural there. So these trailers are great in really clean water. They're great around more pressured fish in any water clarity there, and they do better on swim jigs. They do better on finesse jigs and those lighter jigs there, 1/4 and 3/8 ounces, and that's going to be what I throw them on, a ton. But this is a great category. You can do so much with them, and if you're new and you want to buy a couple packs of whatever that be with a little kick on the back, you can throw them on pretty much everything and they're going to work just fine. The last category, guys, we've gone through our really heavy kickers, we've gone through our little kickers, and it's time to end on our no kickers, okay? And that's going to be some kind of a beaver style bait there. This is the beaver baits we're carrying by Big Mouth Fishing. They're an awesome group of guys. It's a small company from up north, and they make some kick-ass beavers that are linked in our bio down below there. But a lot of you are going to say, why would I throw a beaver? It's not cold. It's, you know, these are a wintertime bait. They're really good this time of year, okay? A, because the fish aren't seeing it as much. Most guys are going to go out and do exactly what I do, which is throw a big kicker on the back, and they're going to rip it around, and they're going to do whatever. But when you're trying to pick off a couple extra fish, or you're fishing for some fish that aren't as active, you can't get them to react, you can't do anything like that. Sometimes milking this on the bottom with that real slow, subtle kick, it's not going to be a hard thumping. It's just moving with the bait there. It's going to flow really nicely with it. So it does a great job around pressured fish. These skip like a machine. So if you're trying to get way up underneath the shade line, under a tree, under a dock, they do a great job. They also fall a little bit differently there. Like I said with the first ones, anything that's got some kick is going to help that jig fall perfectly straight. But in an area like underneath of the dock or anything like that where they could be anywhere under there, you're not trying to get it on one specific spot. Something like this can be really good because it's going to land and it's going to potentially coast a certain way depending on how heavy your jig is, right? A lighter jig, it might coast a little bit there. But the number one reason to throw this, guys, and something that a lot of people overlook because they've got their go-to and they don't do it, is when you're fishing brush or you're fishing any kind of wood, we've all done it. You've seen your jig come up over a limb and roll and immediately stick that hook in there, and it drives you crazy. So throwing a flatter trailer like a beaver, or even like that braid structure bug, but a really wide beaver like this that's wide the whole time, will help prevent that jig from rolling because it's so wide on the bottom. So when that jig is attached to this and it comes up over, instead of rolling to the side, that beaver is going to prevent it from doing that because it's got such a wider base now instead of a really tiny, slender trailer like we normally throw on there. So if you're getting in and out of brush piles, if you're on a spot where they're on the spot and you don't need to draw those fish in from very far because you know they're right there, this can be a killer way to get more bites, to show them something a little bit different, and to come through that cover very well because it's going to roll a lot less there. So that is all I've got for you boys and girls. That is our episode. That is pretty much everything I know about jig trailers. I'm sure there's some stuff I'm forgetting. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments below, and also comment what you guys like to throw. I always love trying different things. Every brand, it seems, makes a good jig trailer, and I've been working around. We might even do some review videos here in a little while of different jig trailers on the back of some of ours. Let you guys know what to try and what not to try there. But that's what I've got. So stick around. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We've got one more video coming out tomorrow, and then a whole heck of a lot coming on in the next couple weeks because everything's going to be a series now. Most things are going to be a series. We're going to shoot for it. So I'm rambling. That's all I've got. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you guys tomorrow night.